How long has that album been now?
About since last November, October, November.
Just over a year.
We got the idea sort of started. We got the idea in like October, and we've actually got things going in about November.
Sasso with the choice group, isn't it?
I've had Ryan comes from Leeds, he comes from Southport near Liverpool, and I was in about 2 or 3 bands playing. One of them was it was sort of like played Bowie and Alice Cooper and stuff. Another one did stuff of our own and heavy metal. So I've been in about I've been in various sort of groups. I was in a group for a while in Leeds, sorry sort of like called Cheap and Nasty. Who were strange thing was that they played every song was one chord, apart from one which was 2 chords. It was like 5 girls and me. And the song that was 2 chords, I taught them to play the chords, and I taught them to play guitar. Guitar, how bad that was. It's because of the vibrators at the Polytechnic in the common room. That was one of the first F-Club gigs that was, wasn't it? I got hit in the face.
Yeah, I think.
And I got like a cigarette thrown at me.
What did you switch to synthesizers for?
You know what's that?
It wasn't, I mean, for Mark, it wasn't really a switch, it was just, I mean, it wasn't a conscious switch, it's just that we met each other and started messing about and decided it was a good idea to do something, you know, that we could perform in front of people and that this, like, people hopefully could dance to and more commercial, really.
I used to do sort of like solo performances, which is just like I used to sing to like a tape recorder with a tape, just a back by tape recorder, and films and slides and things. And Dave used to do a lot of music, used to do my music for me. There were more sort of like solo performances. And we decided that we wanted to actually get sort of do something that was more commercial and sort of work together on a live basis, as opposed to just me being standing with a tape recorder and doing sort of songs that doing stuff about, I'm sorry it's doing sort of things about that were not very commercial. My own stuff wasn't very commercial, it was more sort of like how would you describe it? It was sort of industrial travel. It was sort of yeah, it was stuff about, it was very sort of uncommercial stuff. Wouldn't hardly be sort of, you could call sort of top of the pop, sort of stuff about drug addiction and male prostitution, which wasn't really sort of top of the box really.
Who else did it in bands?
Oh God. I like Suicide. Would you like?
A bit varied all the time, isn't it?
I like all sorts
At the moment, you can listen to a lot of sort of Motown.
Yeah, and I listen to a lot of like flamenco music as well, like Spanish music as well, a lot of stuff like that and Latin stuff.
Southern Bristol.
Yeah, Southern Bristol. I mean, I couldn't just say who I like, because I like so many different things, you know, loads of different bands, everything from like sort of Adam and the Ants to Edmundo Ross, basically. So I like all sorts of music, all different sorts of music.
But outside of this, like electric scene, do you think it's going to go
well, I think it's really, sort of wearing a bit thin now. I mean, like, we're sort of going out the warehouse on a Monday and places like that, and I'm still doing sort of DJing at 3 nights now, and sort of like we were actually doing tonight, on Saturday night. And it's sort of like, I love the stuff now, it's becoming that as exciting as, Thursday, particularly.
That worrying them for change?
Well, like, we still like using sort of like synthesizers and stuff, but we don't have to really sound like Human League or
You don't have to sound
sort of,
like you
you know, bleed sort of Kraftwerk sort of thing, sort of make electronic music. I mean, like everything on that track was like done by synthesizer, the drumming, the bongos, everything was all done by synthesizer. And so you don't really have to sound like the typical sort of stereotype Human League Kraftwerk sound, which you're getting a bit sort of sick of. It's getting sort of overplayed and overdone, getting a bit sort of thin. We found we wanted to get more of a funk sort of approach. So more not a funk approach, but more danceable, a more sort of dance music approach.
Yeah, I've always been this which has been the favourite.
Future Armour.
Yeah.
Future Armour.
That's the best response.
I like playing at the warehouse as well, not particularly because the only reason we like playing there is it's a good stage and good lighting and good sort of facilities. Really, it's a nice stage and a nice space. It's either there, the S Club, or which we'll come to that later, and the Poly, which is all sort of students and is really too big, and or the university, and it's just a nice venue, the warehouse. Yeah. It was 2 weeks ago at a club called Crux in Essex, which is a similar sort of thing to the warehouse on Monday night, which was bloody horrible, wasn't it? That was the worst thing that we've ever done. There was Standout Ballet standing right front, watching us, mid-year from Ultravox, Rusty Egan from Visage and the Rich Kids, standing right in front, sort of watching, because of that Article and Record Mirror they did, where they grouped us along with those bands. This is the brave new face of futurism, whatever they called it. They came to see us, and of course, we had a terrible PA, we had a terrible sound. The only way we could get a good sound of PA was by turning it up so loud. And it was so loud, I was putting my hands over my ears, and I was, oh no, I was on stage. It was terrible, and they hated us, Standout Ballet, and they thought we were good, they thought we were awful, which was right, I thought we were awful. It's why we've been the thing about them is that they like themselves anyway. When they were dancing to records in the disco, the only one they danced to was their own.
You've got quite a good following in the underground, really. How would you feel if, like, your fans, became popular and your fans resorted to them like the Ants, become popular like the Ants?
I don't know, because not having really been put in that situation yet. Yeah. I don't know, like...
We're not really sure anyway what sort of following we've got, we don't know what size or...
We have got a following.
People like us.
I mean, like, the people, I know there's been quite a big demand in London for the record and around for the first single. And, like, people sort of come up to me in the street and they sort of recognise you, which is quite good. And they sort of say, well, obviously, you've got a following now. But exactly who and what, I don't think we want a particular following. Because
the one sort of person, really.
I mean, like...
To make stuff that anybody can like, not that we're trying to get more funk down, which it's not really true, that's a funk number. We just want to make stuff that people can enjoy.
And dance to,
everybody, really. If we've got sort of hardcore followers, that's great.
We don't want to play depressing, really sort of, we want to get away from the more sort of depressing, sort of harsh, electronic sounding sort of... I mean, we do that, so we have done that sort of thing, more experimental sort of thing, and the B-side of the 12-inch single is going to be a number that's in that sort of vein, a more sort of experimental sort of thing, to give over a different side of us, is what we do, but we want to get away from doing the very sort of bleak electronic stuff, sort of in the Cabaret Voltaire vein, to really sort of enjoyable sort of dance, sort of danceable stuff that people can really sort of have a good time to. I think at the Futurama, people seem to go down sort of better at the Futurama. We're real sort of punks, lots of people come sort of talking to me afterwards, people who are coming to talking to me afterwards. But I think we'd like to appeal to like all sorts of like that. I don't mind who the audience are really, whether they're sort of punks, soul boys, posers, blitz kids, office girls, or whatever. It doesn't really matter as long as they sort of like it. So it doesn't matter really.
What sort of subjects do you cover in your songs?
I suppose sort of like very, I mean like we've sort of been dubbed sort of like being the futurist chart and sounds of like being dubbed sort of futurist band, but we're not a futurist band. We don't do it's rubbish because we don't do sort of songs about sci-fi movies and things like that. That we maybe at one time we was a bit like that. We sort of do we're more sort of like about sort of today, about what's going on now really, as opposed to like what's going to be going on in the future. We're not futurists at all. I think you could say sort of more like modernist is the word right. Is that
We don't want to be Hellenist attached anyway.
We're not a label at all. Like we do like we'll do all sorts of stuff. We do all sorts of stuff like. In our next step, we're going to be doing 2 Northern Soul numbers. So, I mean, with the long things like really sort of, it's going to be very, very varied, very different. But it's all sort of got our sound. And it all, it's all sort of, it goes together. What's that? Okay.
I think it's only a synthesizer to it. Have you ever thought about having, musicians in the band, a drummer or a guitarist?
We've thought about it. That's about as far as it's got, we said we wouldn't mind having a saxophone.
You don't want a drummer?
Because, a saxophone's a nice looking instrument. Anyway, we don't like the, I don't know, guitarist. We're not really keen on the idea.
You can play guitar anyway. If we need guitar, we can put it on the backing tape.
The thing is, like you heard on that tape, there's a lot of different sorts of sounds, like it sounds like bongos or pianos. But with some of the synthesizers, there's no need to get a bongo player or a piano player. That's what we want to do, is to be able to create any sort of sound, that we want, which you can do with synthesizers. So there's not really any definite need for other instruments. We might do one day, I don't know.
I'd like to get the same sort of enjoyable sort of going back to like say Adam and Ant again. Sort of the stuff that I like the sort of things that they do, and also Bow Wow Wow. I like them as well. Sort of if we can get a similar sort of feel over with stuff that we do, that they do, I think those are really sort of enjoyable, sort of having a good time sort of stuff. And I'd like it'd be nice to get a similar sort of feel. I mean, I was talking about sort of bands that are going around now, that are sort of in the limelight now. I feel like I found myself listening to bands much more like that than things like Human League type bands, or or Cash and Manoeuvre. I don't even really like Cash and Manoeuvres, things like that, because everything's so depressing as it is. I don't really think there's a mood to really heavy doomy music. Even though I listen to some of it, I just,
I'll ask you this one about you very young. I can't notice a neat face mask on the wall. I was involved in the work, I was just there to cover up damp spot.
Well, stuff that I used to, because I used to, I'll get back to sort of solo performances I used to do, like, very sort of like cabaret sort of mime sort of things. I used to make, Super 8 films as well. I used to use them in that for like, I made them for like films and things, and so things that I was doing then, which is very different, which was more on the sort of mime sort of side of things than sort of now.
Tell us about the time you were due to play at the F Club and why you didn't play at the F Club.
Dangerous ground now.
Yeah. Mind you, Keelan's had his flag up for those, isn't he? Yeah. You see, we're not blacklisted from the F Club. As it turns out, we're not blacklisted from the Futurama film because rumour has it that Keelan can't afford the Futurama film. The film has been made, but Keelan can't afford it. You better get this out. Because Keelan can't afford it. And the people who have made the film, the editor, whoever, he's put it in the film, and it's his choice, it's his film, and Keelan has to buy it off him. Keelan has to buy it.
You can't sell it to anybody else, though.
You can't, what do you mean you can't sell it to anybody else?
Focus Films, you're not allowed to sell it to anybody else.
They can sell it abroad.
That's what I asked Roy. It's Keelan's film, but if he can't afford to buy it, we can't do anything with it.
Yeah, no, maybe so.
Same thing, I mean.
But he's got no say of who's in it. He's got no say of who's in it whatsoever. Keenan's got blacklisted us from the S Club, see? Which is good, which is great. I'm not bothered. The reason was for that we turned up, split ends, that the people were starting to come into the club just to split ends of finishing their sound check. Now they took so long messing around, and also they wouldn't make any, basically they wouldn't make any space for us on stage. They had a line of percussion stuff at the front, they had a drum kit, they had a huge keyboard thing. There was no room for us, and they told us at first that we couldn't put our visuals films up. So we had at first said, oh no, we couldn't put those up, and there was no way because there's no room. And we're only a two-piece band. You see, Split Ends had no idea who we were. We could have turned up with a drum kit, 3 guitarists, and God knows what for all they would know. And there was no room for us. So when we're a two-piece, and we asked them nicely, because we need to make room for us, can we have a decent sound check? And they wouldn't give us any help.
Well, the guy on the mixing desk had gone to the pub.
Yeah, they just didn't bother with it. So we were stuck. We were holding our equipment on stage, not knowing where to put it, with a club full of people. Yeah. So I just said, right, put everything back in the van. I went and just said to Kieran, I said, look, I said, there's no way we can do it. It's just impossible. And he started screaming around at me, saying, you only want to be a superstar. You only want superstar treatment. He said, I know about your tempers and your God knows what, and you only want to be a superstar. And I said, you just shit on me for this. He said, I've gone right out to do a big favour here. I have to do a big favour by putting out the S Club. And I said, look, Keenan, I said, don't you do me any fucking favours. I said, if you were on our side, you'd go out and have a word with Split Ends. Bunch of fuckers anyway. He said, you want to go out and have a word with Split Ends and stand up for us, because we're a local band, we're a Leeds band. You say you're bothered about local bands, how you want to help local bands. You should go and stick up for us and make sure we get a decent sound check and we can put ourselves over the music fucking press there and everything. You want to make sure that we can go and put ourselves over really well. So do you want to go on and make bloody idiots of ourselves, not being able to do a proper set in front of music press? And he was going, you just shit on me, you'll never play anywhere again, you'll never get anywhere. Do you know the Beatles had to travel for 6 years in the back of vans? Do you know Rod Stewart had to sleep in vans for... I'm like this. I said, look, fuck Rod Stewart and the Beatles. I said, we're us, and I said, we have a right to put ourselves over well. And if you won't stand up for us, then who wants to play at this? Who wants to play this shithole? Anyway, basically, I said, who needs it? He said, yeah, he went and made a big announcement saying how we've broken the S Club record by being the first band ever refused to play. I mean, more bands ought to refuse to play if you can't put on decent facilities. Really? Split Ends was a bunch of wankers anyway. They were sort of wandering around doing little superstars because they had like a record in the charts and they were taking ages over their sound check and saying, and we said, can we do our sound check? Oh, wait a minute, I'm busy, they said, So, I think we were very justified in not doing that. And Keenan went and told everybody, because I said, because Split Ends asked me nicely not to touch their equipment, and I said, and I had a tantrum about it. So, I mean, that's his version of the story, which is really poxy. So, you edit that, you can edit that.
We've got a great many songs on tape. When we got on an album, or on a plans for an album now.
Mid-next year, isn't it?
Yeah, there aren't always sort of talk.
Yeah. We offered to do one, and we offered to do one. People come up with the money, then we'll record it in the next few months and have it out by, I would say about July. Probably with a bit of luck if everything goes alright.
The other questions I've been told to ask, where did Danny Terrell from?
Who told you to ask? Who told you that?
Primitive Friday stuff.
Oh, God! Got last thing from Leeds Market on a Saturday. Oxfam Shop, Charles from Expo. This is from the Jumble Sale. mostly sort of like really cheapest possible places. So I don't think you have to go. I mean, I don't really like having to sort of go to the really expensive shops. So maybe if I can't afford it, I don't think you need to. I think I don't think you need to go to expensive shops to sort of, you know, dress how you want to dress and everything. You don't need to. I just sort of go. You know, there's a lot of second-hand places and jumble sales and Oxfam shops and all that sort of thing. And I get quite a few things made as well. I know a few people who can make clothes, so I just say, look, will you knock us up this or knock me up that, you know, and somebody will make me something. Not very often I have to go to shops to sort of get things.
On stage, you don't have a different personality off than on.
Well, I'm quieter on stage.
And off. Except when you get paid. Except when you get paid, then he's Bill, hell let loose. Rex things. Delinquent. Oh yeah. Yeah, sort of bad reputation days, isn't it, Mind you, after that I'm sort of saying really like I do get very sort of like aggressive sometimes, like I don't like to be being shit on, and there have been some various sort of incidents where with last episodes and I can like with pails and everything. Yeah, can't really play with a champagne bottle. But I don't know, I'm just really scared, I don't know. You have to put that opinion in, Robert.
You used to find out the kid in the studio or, you know, playing live. You find, you know, like with that style, don't you?
I would say, on the whole, in the studio, but if it's a really good live gig, then I'd say I enjoy them equally. But it's got to be a really good gig.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you come off and you feel quite high. I mean, that's great. But when you come off just feeling pissed off, or, you know, something when we're fighting at it,
which is why
horrible.
Which is why we won't be doing sort of gigs till probably late Feb. Because we stopped, because our last few gigs we've done has been really bad. The quality of the backing tapes we use, and I think we've progressed a lot, and they've just been very bad.
We've been getting fed up with the material, and we've not been cutting the, you know, everything into it.
And I think the video says it is good. I prefer to. I like live. I sometimes I even prefer live because in the studio, like, I mean, I've had our first experience with a real sort of studio this past weekend, and it's just long, hard work, continual all the way through the night for about no sleep for about 2 or 3 days, and working, continual listening to the same thing over and over again. Because the finished result's fantastic, it makes it worthwhile, and you think this has been great, but the actual thing is it's a real pain, isn't it?
What of the future? Is there any future plan?
What is the future plan? I don't know, just hopefully bring out some good records and do good gigs and keep changing gradually. I mean, we don't have any plans of what we're going to do this sort of band or anything, because we don't want to be any sort of band. We just want to be good.
Just want to be
get better. That's all that's our plan. Just get better. You know.
You must be successful and know when the next meal comes.
One more question anyway. Would you ever go on Top of the Pops?
I prefer to do a video to go on Top of the Pops. Yeah. I think, like seeing people like to live, I don't know, I mean, I like to live, like, seeing things like Adam and the Ants on Top of the Pops, you think, oh God, and I hate it when the camera goes all like that, and all like that, and looks at your left nostril, and, what have you, and concentrate on your crotch level, and, sort of thing, and I'd rather do, I think we'd both rather do sort of video.
Quite interesting that, that's talking of the future, that's one thing we'd like to do if we get the chances to start making videos, because it's going to become a lot more sort of available, more people are going to be able to afford it, and in that case, then it's worth doing it, because hopefully a lot of people see it. That's one thing.
Yeah, I don't understand to actually going into the studio and the pops. I've nothing against it. I've got nothing. And I don't really think it's sort of selling out because it's putting it over to more people, really. I think we'd think carefully about it and sort of make sure it's done properly, you know, sort of thing. So I think Adam and the Ants came over to be really on the pops, didn't they? Whereas they're not like, they don't think they're really good, really. They came over a bit really. Probably on Kids World. But wouldn't that have a custom prize on the face?
Oh, calendar pop.
Calendar pop, yeah. Yeah. Listen out to any sort of...
Oh, yeah. So I can make on any final comments to make.
You can be really sick.
We've got a laugh.
We've got a laugh. Yeah, got on my joke there.
Yeah.
Nothing really. I mean, I hope people come to see us with like an open mind and not, you know, I think when people see us at the end of February, we're probably placing in Leeds then, and I think we're going to be sort of very different to when we last played at the Warehouse, which is a few weeks ago. I think we've just, in a matter of weeks, it's just changed quite drastically, really, haven't we?
Yeah, the finishing title, so we're just going to drop the futurist tag, won't we?